another segment of Hepburn's Helpful Hints. This segment is on handwriting, why it's important, and how it is that you can facilitate nice handwriting with your students. People need to be able to read what your students write. It doesn't make a difference how good of a writer they are if it can't be read. Another thing, too, is studies have shown, even though it's not supposed to affect the grading, particularly of standardized writing tests, legibility is not supposed to affect that. It does. The exact same essay was written, one in neat handwriting, one in messy handwriting. And consistently, the one that was written neatly got higher marks. So in the long run, it's very important that this be an aspect that is focused on in your classroom. The way that I teach handwriting in my classroom is really easy. It's not any prescribed program. I use a lot of the vernacular of blue line, dotted line, red line, especially with the kindergarten and first grade lined paper that does have that. The blue line, the dotted line, and the red line. And I'll point to that when I talk about it. Another thing that I do is a lot of positive reinforcement. At the beginning, I'll write the letters in the child's name, just once, each of the letters going down the side of the paper. And then that'll be the children's work, especially in kindergarten and first grade, just practicing those letters in their names. And when they do a good letter that looks like mine, I might put a little star above it. I might say, "Did you do that? I think I did that. That looks like an M I would have done. Are you sure you did that? You did that one. That one is awesome." Or even ask the child, "Which one do you think looks best?" Also use terms like, "Make your M look just like my M." And before you know it, your children, most of them, the ones that are capable, have the fine motor control and the patience, will have very nice handwriting. So, I started as my morning work. The children know when they first come in that they are going to have something on the board that they have to copy. When I taught kindergarten, this is what it looked like. I got these from School Box, and I put poster board on the back and magnets that come from business magnets. They're a little bit more expensive, but they stick better, and you get a more flush to the board. And this is the kindergarten lined paper. Towards the second half. You can get it wider, which I recommend if you've got kindergarten in the beginning, and then you work your way up to this. We move on to first grade. And I discovered this big pad of paper, which I love, because it is packed, filled with all different kinds of wonderful first grade concepts, but they also can practice their handwriting with, and I can use year after year. Here was one of the assignments, one of the days, and you notice that I did not put the date, which will make it easier for me next year to put this up again, easy breezy. Also, I've got these hooks, probably from Target or Kroger, but you have to look for the wire hooks to connect this with. But it's really easy. All I need to do is change it. Another thing that I did is, since this is a lot to copy, I used markers in different colors to give the children a little bit more of a reference with that. Here's the paper that lines up with it, because it's thin, and we've graduated up to paper that does not have lines. I like using this particular format in kindergarten when they're still getting used to their lines, but they need to be writing sentences. I like this a lot, because then I don't have to stress out about whether or not it's neat, whatever. Here, show me you can write some sentences. I moved on to this in first grade, and that's nice too. And one of my earlier Hepburn's Helpful Hints, one of the hints that I gave for having a smooth end of the school year is to bring new things into your classroom. And we've got about 4 weeks left of the school year, and the kids are bouncing off the walls, and I am too. But this is what I brought into my classroom this week. Second grade paper. So the children that mastered the lined paper with the dotted lines in the middle, I gave it to 3/4 of my class for their morning work. They had to copy this, but they had to use this paper and they had to pretend that there was a dotted line in the middle. And then that way it keeps your work nice and neat. And so just this morning I walked around similarly to the way that I do when I'm talking about the letter M, make it look like mine, and did, oh, wow, you really, there's no dotted line there, but it really looks like there's one. Wow, that looks awesome. Or you did it on this line, but you remember your M's now. You need to make sure that dotted line is there for those too. Or here, practice doing your smaller E's, etc. But the children were very excited to get this different kind of paper, especially since it's preparation for the paper that they're going to get in 2nd grade. Handwriting is important because it is. Your students will have better grades and an easier life with nice handwriting. Ways to do it is to use the vernacular of using your lines. Make sure that you can use position words with that too, with the P's and the Y's, etc. Positively reinforce when they do have nice handwriting. And it's really not hard to establish a pattern of neat handwriting that will last your student's lifetime.